Throughout time, there have been men to whom justice has been more important than life itself. From these ranks come 4 men, prepared to fight valiantly on the side of justice wherever the need may be. Joined together in this cause, they are the 4 Just Men.
Carlo, does he believe your fairy story?
Did you see the chief engineer?
Yes.
Well?
He's the same as all the others. Told me not to meddle in things I don't understand.
Oh, perhaps they're right, Carlo.
Look, Anne, I tell you, this dam won't last 5 years. The concrete mixture they're using on Section 7 is below standard. It'll just crumble away. It'll take the rest of the dam with it, and the whole valley will be flooded.
But if it's true, it's terrible. How can you be sure?
Well, I may not be a qualified engineer yet, but I've studied enough to know what kind of pressures this concrete has to stand up to, and it just won't take it.
You must go to the police.
Yeah, well, I thought of that, too, but well, I'd be making a charge of large-scale conspiracy and corruption. They'd take a lot of convincing, and I just haven't got that kind of proof. Not yet.
Oh, there must be someone you can go to.
I wonder if he'd be interested.
Riccardo Poccare, prosperous hotel owner, and one of the famous 4 Just Men, has just placed before the Rome police a complete dossier on the background to a drug scandal that has rocked Rome society. Early arrests are expected.
Hello, Mr. Poccare's office? It's for you. I don't know who it is, but he wants to speak to you pretty badly.
Poccari, the Treviso dam? Oh, that's impossible. How do you know? I see. Come up there. I can't promise.
Will you do something?
Well, I don't know. I told him I'd be here tomorrow afternoon. He may come.
Carlo, chief engineer wants to see you up on the site. Straight away.
Wants to see me? I'd better go.
Now, perhaps we could have a little drink together, eh?
We have nothing to talk about, Giorgio. I'm Carlo's girl.
Yes?
Well, Giorgio said you wanted to see me.
Giorgio? I didn't say I wanted to see you. Must have been pulling your leg.
It's over 300 miles. It's too far to go there and back in one day.
Huh? Much too far. But you know, the boy had an air of sincerity.
Has it occurred to you that the Treviso Dam is only 10 miles from the Villa Marziani?
What?
The Contessa has been asking you for months to go and visit her, remember?
Of course I do. Call her at once. Tell her that I have at last been able to escape my business engagements and will arrive tomorrow for the weekend.
I thought that would help you change your mind.
Perhaps. But one ought to see this project. It's something of which all Italy should be proud. As a piece of engineering, superb. And yet I think of grace and beauty.
Are you talking about the Treviso Dam or the Contessa Marziani?
Both.
So, Matza didn't want him yesterday after all.
It was just a joke. I never thought it would end like that.
But you followed him up there.
By the time I got to the top of the dam, it was too late.
How did it happen?
It was an accident. He tripped over the wire. He was a nice guy. He was not one of us, but he was a nice guy.
But now that he's out of the way, it's going to make things easier for you.
What do you mean?
You know, with Anna, you were doing all right until Carlo turned up. It's true. And you must have been up there just about the time it happened.
Rat! What are you trying to say?
Carlo!
No trouble. The weather continues warm, gentlemen. Campari, if you would be so kind. I'm looking for Carlo Francini.
You won't find him, Signor. He's dead.
When?
Yesterday.
What happened to him?
An accident. He fell off the top of the dam.
Who saw this accident?
Let me take your Campari outside, Signore. It's cool under the trees.
I'm not hot.
Please. I must talk to you.
What does she want with him?
Giorgio, he may be from the police.
Carlo was murdered.
Murder? Why should anyone murder him?
To keep him quiet. He knew too much.
About what?
About the dam. He thought the concrete they were using on his section was not of the right quality.
Not enough cement in it, which costs a lot of money. Too many little stones instead, so that somewhere along the line, someone is making a nice profit. Is that it?
Yes.
Yes. And one day, perhaps, our magnificent dam will fall down, and a few hundred people in the valleys below will drown.
But that's what Carlo said. How do you know?
I know mankind and some of its peculiarities. How did Carlo stumble on this racket? It's not easy for a laborer on a big project like this.
He was a student of engineering in the University of Rome. He worked here to pay for his studies. He talked of this to the men he worked with, but they just thought he was being too clever.
And you? What did you feel about Carlo? Was he mistaken?
How should I know? All I know is that he had a good brain and he was honest.
And that you loved him?
Yes.
So he had enemies? You ask me to believe that only one young man is in love with you? That there is no rivalry, no jealousy? Be discreet, signorina. Better that no one should know who I am in the meantime. Whoever killed Carlo may want to seal your lips as well. Carlotta, mia cara. How wonderful to see you again.
I didn't really believe you'd come.
You didn't believe I would come? Oh, ever since I got your invitation, I have been champing with impatience.
Which invitation was this, Rico? I've sent you 7 in the past 6 months.
Ah, of course you have. Oh, it was charming of you. And now we have the whole weekend. All today, all tomorrow.
I don't believe you've met Signor Mazza.
Contessa.
Signor Mazza, Signor Poccari.
I'm glad to meet you.
I'll get you both a drink.
Thank you. I don't often get a chance to visit the Contessa, Signor Poccari, but permission had to be got to bring some electric cable across her land, so naturally I came myself.
Naturally. You work on the Treviso Dam, I take it.
Yes.
That abominable dam. Won't you sit down?
I'm afraid the Contessa dislikes our dam. I don't blame her. It's going to change the face of the countryside.
But I'm told it's quite a feat of engineering.
It will be the largest in Italy.
I should like to see it.
I'd be happy to take you over at any time.
Now?
Well, yes, I suppose so.
Good. Come along.
But, Rico, you've hardly arrived. Surely it isn't necessary.
Don't you understand? If I have to inspect this abomination, it's better to get it over now. And then we can enjoy our weekend without interruption.
Well, I suppose.
Good.
Bring the car round to the back, Pietro. We're leaving now.
Si, signore. Don't worry. I'll be back in no time. Come, Signor Mazza. The Contessa is impatient. And so am I.
Contessa?
Magnificent. How does one arrive at the cost of something like this?
Well, it's a matter of calculation. It works out at about 2,000 billion lire.
I wasn't thinking of money. I was thinking of knowledge and skill, pride in craftsmanship, sweat and toil, and human lives. Wasn't this where you had an accident yesterday?
Accident? How did you hear about this?
These things get around, you know. What happened?
He was standing too near the edge and tripped over this cable, apparently. And it was all in character. He was a student of some kind, earning a little money during his vacation. Oh, he was careless, not fitted for manual labor.
Curious. I got a different impression when he spoke to me.
He spoke to you?
Yesterday on the telephone. He had a curious story of some sort. I came up here to look into it.
Did he tell this story to anybody else, do you know?
I don't think so. Unless he talked about it to the girl at the Café Paradiso. I got the impression they were on intimate terms.
One has to be careful up here. We don't want another accident, do we, Signor Porcari?
Exquisite.
Rico!
Wait a minute. Don't be angry with me yet. Let me explain.
One moment. Do you remember the last time we met?
Distinctly. It was only this afternoon. Oh, have you forgotten already?
Do you remember what you said? Your last words?
Yes. Don't worry. I'll be back.
In no time.
Ah, well, I was nearly right. At least I'm back. And when I have explained...
That's all right, Rico. There's no need to explain. I'm very happy to have you back at all.
You are so kind to me that I am tempted to ask something more from you.
Well?
I see the table has been laid for two.
Naturally.
Would it spoil our little tete-a-tete if there were three of us? I mean, if we were joined by a friend of mine.
What are you talking about, Rico? Who?
Come in, please.
Rico, is this a joke?
Not for this young lady. I think someone is going to try to murder her.
Murder?
That's why I ask you to give her the protection of your house.
Is this true?
I think so, Contessa.
Come and sit down. If it had been anybody but Signor Porcari, I take it I'm still to have the pleasure of your company at supper, Rico?
But of course. Unfortunately, I shall have to go out after on business. I may be a little late. Will you forgive me?
With difficulty, Rico. But yes. Ah, Rico. As a weekend so far, it hasn't been entirely satisfactory.
I am in despair. I have hardly seen you.
You'll be late this evening?
Honesty compels me to say yes. Don't wait up for me.
Oh, well, at least I've caught a glimpse of you from time to time. And as long as you're coming back. You are coming back, aren't you, Rico?
One never knows. But I'll do my best. I thank you for your help. Drop your knife. Drop it! Do you wish to be charged with attempted murder?
Where is Anna?
Safe.
Why are you here?
For the same reason as you.
Why do you think I am here?
Either to protect the signorina or to kill her.
Me? Kill Anna?
Why not? You could have been persuaded to kill Carlo because you were jealous. You could then have been persuaded to kill Anna because she knew too much.
But you don't kill a man because you're jealous. You think I killed Carlo because he was getting on better with Anna than I was?
Not now.
Did he do it?
No. He was working for somebody bigger.
Then Carlo was right about the concrete.
You knew about that?
Of course. He told us all about it weeks ago.
What did you think?
We told him to make a complaint. We'd help him.
You can still help him. Eh? By helping me to prove who killed him.
Malza?
Signor Picari has just left. He's going to the dam. It seems he's found some interesting evidence.
Evidence, Contessa? About what?
About the young man who had an accident. It seems it wasn't an accident. Well, I thought you ought to know. After all, we are good friends.
Good evening.
Good evening. I'm told you have some kind of evidence, Signor Picari.
Ah, you keep well informed. Who told you?
You'd be surprised. I wish you kept away from here.
No doubt. But as an Italian, I take an interest in projects like this dam.
Why did you come up here?
To ask you why it was necessary to kill Carlo Francini.
I've told you it was an accident.
An accident that a young student who believed in his work was killed just as he'd found out about a sordid piece of corruption that could have wrecked the dam?
You're an idealist fool, Picari. Just like Francini.
What are you men doing up here? Calm yourself. They are here for pleasure, not for business.
What do you want?
Did you kill Carlo Francini?
No! Keep back! What are you doing? This is murder!
Did you kill Carlo Francini?
No!
How did it happen? What did you do to him? How did you kill him?
The cable, it runs down past the heart.
You pulled the cable and he tripped over the wire. Is that it? Is it?
Yes.
5 people have heard your confessions, Signor Mazza.
Rico, are you all right?
Fine. Your telephone call worked perfectly.
What time is it? I fell asleep. I haven't the faintest idea.
Not yet midnight.
Then we still have some of our weekend left after all.
Yes?
Rico? Jeff. I'm in Rome. I've got to see you at once. New information on the immigration racket. Can you make it for breakfast at your place?
If I were to leave at once, perhaps. But...
Fine. Fine. Do that, Rico. Now see you at breakfast, okay?
Okay.
Rico. Are you engaged for next weekend?
What a splendid idea, mia cara.